To me, nature represents growth, change, evolution, beauty, leaps of faith, trust. It shows us a level of maturity and humanness. You see, in the book of Genesis, we see examples of creation, we see examples of family dynamics within genealogies, we see also issues. One in particular is this issue of childbirth. In the biblical text, we are shown that Leah and Rachel was dealing with this same sort of issue, which brings me to the topic of discussion today, surrounding women in childbirth.
Hi, welcome to my video, another edition of Beauty Locker. As we soak in and absorb the nature, I just want to talk to my people just a little bit, just give some insights, a couple of public service announcements, and we're just gonna be better people daily. This video is for everybody who's listening, anybody who may just be eavesdropping in on this conversation. The PSA is this: please stop prefacing conversations with regard to women and birthing children, or giving your unwanted opinions and advice pertaining to the same subject, unless you are prepared to support them and love them in spite of whatever their response may be. What you may perceive to be a conversation starter may be a point of tension. What you may perceive as a general blanket of reality for all women may not be at all a reality for all women. What you may perceive as a general topic just to lighten the mood may be a juxtaposition for someone else. Since I'm here, I have to ask, what if her response was, my husband and I have truly been trying for about 15 years, and either one of us or both of us are just not equipped to make this a reality, with tears in our eyes and a heavy heart and slumped over shoulders as our disposition? Are you prepared to support and love her through that response? What if her response was, I'm patiently waiting on God to send me my husband, and whenever he do that, then maybe we can take the next step as we're prepared to make that happen. But I am so tired of people asking me that question. Are you prepared to love and support her through that response? What if her response is no response at all? Because as she reflects over the hurt and the pain that just that mere topic of conversation causes her heart, she just rather lash out at you instead of offer you a respectable response. Are you prepared to love and support her in that response? What if her response is, I don't want any children? Are you prepared to love her and support her in that response without judgment or trying to convince her otherwise? These types of conversations has been transpiring since biblical antiquity, and they don't seem to be subsiding any soon. I mean, subconsciously, things are learned behaviors. We tend to lend ourselves to these types of conversations because we've heard these types of conversations transpired around us. So, to no fault of our own, some of us just don't know any better. But I plead with you and ask you to think, I mean, how much time do you truly have when you open up the floor and open up the door for these types of conversations? Because they may not look like they weigh that much or that they're that heavy, but these types of conversations tend to be a lot heavier. So truly think about how much time you have in an effort to love and support her through her response, in spite of whatever their response may be, because it is a heavy matter. In other words, unless she opens the door or opens the floor for that type of conversation, don't ask. Just don't.
We have to take our sister's whole heart into consideration when we think about these topics of conversation. I mean, if we really ultimately consider them in the moment, then we may not be so harsh toward them or their feelings, whether consciously or subconsciously. You see, God is the creator of all things, even this beautiful scenery that you're witnessing. So if He created us, all of us, all women, in mind, in totality, in purpose, in beauty, and you see this very beauty manifesting before your eyes, then those women, their beauty is manifesting as well in different purposes. And those purposes specifically ordained by God. Be as though it may be, some women may never experience motherhood nor desire motherhood, and that is okay. However, some don't wish to engage in conversation about it at all. You see, the beauty in our lives manifests in different ways, and even when a piece of that beauty isn't motherhood, the woman is still beautiful. But that doesn't necessarily give you the permission to approach them in such a way that would be disrespectful or deplorable or inconsiderate. So just take those thoughts and these suggestions that I've given into consideration when you think of these women. Just as you see the peace of these serene waters, just remember to uphold that peace in your heart and in your mind, and let the current flow. Just let it flow as you handle them, because we're all beautiful vessels in the Lord's sight. And that He asks us is to make sure we love one another unconditionally and that we do not pass judgment. Period.
Bye. See you next time, peeps.